This is the Produce Your Own Life podcast. Life is a script. It's time to write your story. Welcome your host, actor, director, producer, writer, and author of the recently released book, Shattered, A Journey Through the Pieces, the man who inspires millions through storytelling and interviews. The one, the only, Rodney Damon.
What's up? What's up? This is the Produce Podcast. My name is Rodney. I am the host and creator of this show. With me today, I have two incredible, beautiful women in the studio. I want to show some love for them right now. I have Miss Terrah Bennett-Smith, actor, director, producer. Oh, she has an incredible TV show right now airing on Tubi, The Wright Turn. Make sure you guys go check it out. We're going to talk about some of those things and a lot more. Also in studio with me, Carla Early. We just had a great time last month, right?
Yeah, we did.
And she is an actor. She is a dancer, director, producer, everything you can imagine. These two women are handling their business. These are two black women that rock, and they're killing it in the entertainment industry. So without further ado, you all show some love for these sisters.
All right. Yay, everybody. Thank you for having us, Rodney.
Well, thank you guys for coming in. So, what's up? What's up? What how was it? You had to drive over here to the studio today. How you feeling?
It's a drive. It's LA.
Yeah,
it's not like coming in New York when we jump on the bus. So it's a little, it's blessings and annoying all at the same time. Because you got a car, so you're thankful.
Yeah.
But now you're in traffic. So when people tell us to get there early in the morning, you got to prep your mind for the fact that, okay, we're going to be sitting and sitting.
A little woosah.
Yeah, but it was fine.
Okay.
This is what it is.
Okay, well, let's talk, man.
Let's talk. As we say in New York, let's talk.
Can I try
you can say, you got to say, let's talk.
Let's talk. Did I sound like I was trying too hard to be New York? Let me let it be a little bit more natural. Let's talk. Let's talk about it, yo, sisters. Come on. What's up? Best guy.
He added a whole location. Like, okay, is that how they talking Bed-Stuy?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, let's talk because you have an incredible show out right now, which is called The Wright Turn. Airing right now. Hey, y'all see that, don't you?
No that? Sex with the ex. That's the line from the show.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So share with us what's up with this show and how did it come about?
Well, the co-creator and myself, Tess Cacciatore, had decided. Well, she was actually entering a short script in this director's competition, and because they only had more like millennials involved. But the network that the winner was going to have their stuff presented on was more of our demographics. Gotcha. So Tess had said, well, let me throw my hat in the ring. So she came up with this concept for this woman who's 50 and trying to redesign her life. I, at that time, had stopped acting because I was more producing, directing, and managing my kids and had a management company. I said, I'm kind of wanting to get back into acting, so let me jump in and play the lead. So before she even got a chance to submit the project, the whole whatever they were doing folded.
Yes.
So the project just sat on the shelf. And then we said, you know what? Let's turn it into something.
Okay.
And it started out being this one little 15, 20-minute piece that turned into this 8-episode, 50-minute long series that we shot, 8 full episodes. We only have 4 on Tubi right now for a reason. Yeah. But there's 8 full episodes of 50-minute long.
8 full episodes. You guys hear that? So there's 4 now. 4 to come. 4 to come. Yeah. All right. I can only imagine what that's about, but I'm pretty sure.
It continues on, but still, Well, and doing something new like this in the industry is forever changing. Yeah. 1 minute you can sell your things easily, and then the next minute it's there's AVODs and fast channels. So trying to navigate those waters and actually figure out where's the best place to put this? What's the best thing to do? Yes. Instead of throwing everything out at once, we put out 4, kind of test the waters, see the audience, and then, get them kind of dangling, going, where's 5, 6, 7, 8, or where's 5?
They're already dangling.
They've been asking, where's 5?
Yeah, people are calling me, okay, you could tell me, I won't tell anybody. I'm like,
And Carla, who's a friend, came aboard as a producer, one of the producers on it. And it was one of those things we were talking earlier about, the industry and auditioning and really grabbing hold of your career, and figuring out how to do it so that you're not beholden to whatever they decide is happening this week that may not be you.
Right.
And so it was one of those pick up the phone things, you know. Hey, I'm calling my friend. Hey, you want to play? You want to
Yeah.
play? You want to play?
Everybody
Tisha
came out to play.
Campbell, Christopher
Yeah, I
Duncan.
saw those.
Yeah.
They all came out to
They
play.
come out to play,
Yeah.
and that's what happened.
Wow.
Wonderful set. Just, I mean, the whole set was
Yes.
just cool because it's everybody admiring what everybody else does.
Yeah.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
Because everybody is seasoned.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on this project is seasoned. Yeah.
I saw. I was like, man, y'all got some,
Yeah.
all y'all heavy hitters walking around on set, and I love it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
yeah.
So, is there anything, without unveiling too much about the show, because they have to watch it on Tubi,
Yes.
that like a carrot that we can throw out to the audience who's listening who haven't seen it yet? What's one big carrot we can throw out about the show?
I think one of the things that's going to be universal is falling in love and not being able to walk away when you want to walk away, even though you know you should walk away. You know, and that's with the No Sex with the Ex T-shirt, because there's
Yeah.
a line that, you know, I was with this guy since college,
Yes.
and we've had 2 kids, and life took its turn. And you know, just when a lot of people find themselves in it. Just when you find that you've gotten yourself together, finally, here they come
back.
and hey, you know, come back. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
And now, because it's always been, this was the love of your life. It's that thing where you go, do I continue with this person, or do I continue on the path I was going? So I think that's one of the universal topics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And finding yourself. You know,
that was
finding yourself and loving yourself. So that kind of helps the clarity of the road that you go, you know,
Yes.
that you go on, is something that's huge in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
really is.
women, you know, because
Yeah,
as you
that's
turn a
important.
certain
Yeah.
age, you know,
Yeah.
with number one, the industry that we're in, it puts us out, we get put out to pasture,
Which is
basically. You know, I mean,
It's
they're
crazy.
trying to shift that a little bit now.
Yeah.
But think about it, you know, it's first it's being a woman, and then it's being a woman of color.
Right.
So we're in an industry where they don't love us hardly at all.
Right.
You know, I heard Viola talking, and she was Viola Davis saying, you know, that she has an incredible body of work, but she doesn't even get paid a
Right.
piece of what her counter Caucasian actresses are getting.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and so you add that, and so now as women as a whole, we don't get paid what the men are.
Right.
You're getting, but as Black women, and then you just
Right.
keep going down the totem pole.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you have to figure out a way to create for yourself. You know what I mean? And also, you're not just sitting here waiting for the phone to ring. Please,
Yeah.
somebody hire me. Please,
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
like me.
That's huge, because it's in the maturity process.
Yes.
You know, in the maturity process, we've all done that already.
Yeah.
So now it's time to take hold of your life, and that's on both sides.
Mhm.
That's us. That's what we're doing. But then within the show,
Yes.
that's what Celeste does. Her
Right.
character is Celeste.
Mhm.
But you got to go
Yeah.
see it.
You have to go see it. And what I heard are some very powerful principles about basically taking control of your life. No longer like allowing any exterior circumstances to keep you from making what you want to happen in your life.
Mhm.
Loving yourself.
Loving yourself.
Loving yourself.
Yeah.
These principles apply to men and women.
Yeah,
Because
Absolutely.
I can be honest, and I would say the past 10 years of my life, I would say I really have started to love myself and look in the mirror and be like, oh, dog, you got it going on. But I struggled for years.
Most of us have, because we're
struggled for
products
years.
of, you know,
And that we're in an industry that is full of rejection.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
So, you know,
Mhm.
we're not tall enough, we're not dark enough, we're not light enough, we're not
Right.
white enough, we're not black enough. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I go through that, you know, so it's a lot. It's a lot of rejection. So if you don't love yourself, man, it's going to weigh you down. This industry could weigh you down.
Mhm.
So it's important. It's vital
Yes.
that you were talking about doing things on your own.
Yes.
How we have to produce.
Yeah.
We have to get in those positions to tell our stories.
Yes.
That's the only way it's going
And
to
I
happen.
think, you know, besides even the industry, I think just life in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's so many people, I think during the COVID situation, that people started to realize, because they were home working at home and they didn't have to go in every day,
Yeah.
it shifted a lot in so many people. Of course, there are those who I just like to go to work. I like to be in that space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
in
think-
the office. Yeah.
But I think the majority of people that I've talked to initially had pushback on, I gotta work from home, and then by the time they're working at home, they're like, I gotta go back.
I gotta go
Yeah.
back.
Or can I just go back twice a week?
Yeah.
Because that's how we live.
Right.
You know,
Right.
we don't have to go sit someplace on a
No.
regular basis because
Not at all.
not at all. We do what we love to do.
Yeah.
And you find as you get older that becomes more important than showing up for somebody else on their time. They tell you when to take vacation.
Yeah.
They tell you when you have lunch. They tell you, they tell you all these things.
Right.
And us, it's like, well, I'm going to take vacation right now. It's Friday.
Right.
I'm taking off today. I'm not getting up in the
Yeah.
morning unless I choose to come to a podcast.
Right.
Do I have to be in
Which
traffic?
I appreciate.
That's right. So I think overall, it's more than just the industry. It's about a self realization and self growth.
Yeah.
Because as you grow as an individual and you realize who you are, you want less of the things that don't service your time on this planet, because it turns out to be really, really, really small.
Very small.
Right.
All of a sudden we're in May here, and this year just started, and then as soon as we hit May, we might as well start Christmas shopping.
That home.
Yeah.
Oh man, now y'all.
You know?
You need an offering plate to pass.
Yes, I do.
Pass around the plate, y'all.
Yes,
The plate
pass
coming
around the
around.
plate. It's
Right.
time for
Yeah.
some Christmas donations.
In a minute. Yeah.
You know what you said is so powerful, because I even remember when I graduated from college and I walked into the company I started working with. Day one, I was like, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
You want to talk about having a sinking feeling,
Yeah.
and like, oh, I can't let the next 40 years of my life be this.
Right.
And it was a scary feeling, because I spent most of my life trying to fulfill other people's expectations of who I should be. You know, I grew up in the Midwest. It's like the place I grew up in. Talk about going to the arts. You talk about getting a good job and taking care of it. Nothing wrong with having a good job.
And there's still nothing wrong with that. It's gotta be, but for me,
the right way.
the right
And
way,
the right thing for you.
Yeah.
right?
For you.
Because
Not doing your best, not doing somebody else's best.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's it.
And I
That's so
find that
important.
most people, though, so many people, because this is one of the things we really want to talk about, our workshops.
Yes.
And in the workshops, I used to do these things where I would just go around and ask people, if you could do one thing and you had the chance to do it specifically every day, what would that be? And I'm talking to principals and lawyers, and none of them knew. And it wasn't what they were doing. And I don't know. I said, what are you passionate about? I don't know. I was like, wow. But they had great jobs, but that wasn't their passion. Yeah. And I think that, if you can, once you find that thing that your passion is, then that job becomes less fulfilling. And it's like, ooh, I can't be here. It's like, when are y'all letting me out of here? I'm going under the table.
That's the beautiful thing about doing, what you love to do. Because when that thing feels like a job, though. Because I've been doing this for a very, very long time in very multiple facets, right? So it went from being a teenager, oh, I love doing this. This is, to my, late 20s.
Yes.
Then, I started having family. Yes. So then it became, okay, I still love doing this, but I got to pay the bills now. Yes. And I got to take care of these kids. And then it came to like in between jobs that used to be like, oh, it's great because now I can just go off and do it. Now it's like, okay, what am I going to do in between? Right. Now I have to make something else happen so I don't feel like I am overwhelmed with financial insecurity, emotional insecurity, all these things that start to chip away at you. So and you're right, it happens in every industry that
and
you
in
work
stages
in.
too.
Absolutely,
and all those things happen in stages because there's nothing wrong. I've had to attempt it. I said I had to do jobs and then I reverted back to I've attempted because she gets fired. No. I quit before I find ways out of the job. I know I can't. I figure out I have the funniest job stories on the planet Earth.
We might have to talk about
because I am, I have people cracking up at my job stories. Because I knew I had a passion. Yes. And I knew wherever I was only temporary. Yeah. It was temporary. And I did not care. I'm the receptionist and the phones were ringing too much. I just turned down the ring off the phone. So I'm like, because I couldn't take it anymore. It's like, now what? Right, I'm done. I'm not going to listen to these phones ring all day long as the receptionist. So I'm that person. And I realized at one point, I said, you know what? the same effort it takes you for me. Now, this is a personal thing because everyone is so different.
Mhm.
You know, my sister, we grew up in the same household, and her thing is she wants to have that job security
I understand that.
I
Yeah,
want to
I
have
get it.
security too, but I cannot do a job.
No, I can't do that type of
So
thing.
I have to will
wired
in
like that.
something
Yeah,
else.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You have to be wired like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
you know, where you
Yeah.
can be okay with it, and I'm just not.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it.
Nothing
It's
wrong
it's
at all.
okay if you're okay with it.
Yeah.
It's okay if you're,
But when
but
you're not okay with it,
you
it's
gotta
not
figure it
good.
out.
Yeah, you
better
have to
bust a move.
You better
Better
bust a
bust a
move.
move.
Bernie Mac voice.
That's right.
You know,
Bust a move.
That's a move.
so yeah, but
Absolutely.
yeah, so that's, you know, the arts has been all I've ever done, really,
Yes.
outside of some attempts at other jobs.
Mhm.
And well, my first job spoiled me so badly because I was working with my aunt at a brokerage firm, and I was in college, and I would come in, and Pat Quinn, he had this thing for me anyway, but whatever. And anyway, so I would come in. My aunt worked there too, in a small brokerage firm, and I would come in after school, so about 1 o'clock, right about lunchtime, and he would fish all the time. So this time I was eating meat, and I would come in, sit down at my desk. He'd have grilled fish.
Mm.
He would grill fresh fish in the oven, baked
I
potato.
like those kind of bosses.
Right, I know. So I would sit there first and eat.
Oh man.
And then I'd wash my hands and I'd do a little broken. Then it'd be like 2 o'clock and I'm done at 5. And every week he gave me a raise.
Oh.
So I don't really know how.
I think we all want that 9 to 5. I'll take
I
that 9 to 5.
Wow.
It wasn't even, it was a 2 to 5.
2 to 5.
2 to 5.
2 to 5.
I like those hours though. 2 to 5. If I
With
gotta-
lunch.
2 to 5 will work.
With
lunch.
lunch. With lunch.
With lunch.
I do that one.
With lunch.
So I think I got a little spoiled from
Yeah.
that point. I'm like, oh, so we don't do lunch at all the jobs? Y'all actually want me to work? Like for real?
Yeah.
I ain't mad.
Yeah, so that, but anyway, you know, I think that for us as creatives, you know, I've known Carla for years.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. We were probably 2, so that means we were 30 something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Over 30. Yeah. Well over 30 years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, over
that's
30
beautiful,
years.
though.
So yeah. But anyway, and you know, and life has a way of aligning you when things are ready to be aligned.
Yeah.
You know, and the consciousness of where you are, and we were kind of just brought together to now be a catalyst for each other.
Yes.
You know, and really,
Yeah.
you know, showing up. That's how I met you, showing up on her set as
Yeah.
just saying, hey, what do you need?
Yeah.
I will be there to help out.
And that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
know,
we do.
and it's so important because not just for, you know that my girl is there, but I know that she's got my eye as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we have each other's eye.
Right.
You know, we have our
seen it.
individual eye, but we have each other's, and that's the alignment.
Mhm.
So, and again, it takes a team.
Yeah.
To do it by yourself. I mean,
And it's
great.
also not fun.
It's great.
Yeah,
It's great to know how to
It's
do
not as
everything.
fun.
It's
Yeah.
great to know how to do everything
Yeah.
because then you know what's the
What should
correct
be
way,
happening.
what's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
But to have to do everything, it's
It's
fun when you can
overwhelming.
call and say you want to play,
Yeah.
and that's what we do. You want to play? Heck yeah, I want to play.
And
Yeah.
it's not always for monetary value.
No,
you know,
it's
it's
not.
because
Yeah.
the joy of meeting you guys.
Yes.
It turned into, you know, it always turns into something.
And I was
Always.
very
I mean,
happy
look.
to meet
Yeah.
the-
We're here because
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because we met you and your fabulous son, and the cast is so
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And
Well, you guys, you know, was the glue. You know, you kept us together. You know, directed and guided us. That was such an amazing experience. Just like I said, I miss seeing everybody, and that's what I hate about doing a project is that you build this super connection, and you're like,
then
oh
it's like,
no, wait, you mean
like a divorce.
Yeah. It's like you got to go through a mourning
you
period.
leaving me?
It's like you got to go through
What
a
you mean
mourning
you leaving
period.
me?
mourning period.
You can't leave me.
What do you mean you got to work over there?
No, you're
Yeah.
abandoning me.
It's a
Yeah.
little heartbreaking sometimes.
It was good.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
really good.
But this is why we do what we do.
Absolutely.
It is.
I mean, look at you got your podcast,
This is great.
and I think it's fabulous
Yeah, this
that
is
we can come
really
on and
good.
share what we do with what you do.
Man, I appreciate you all coming. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
13 countries are going to hear your voice too.
Hey,
Yeah, you know.
where we going?
What's up, India? What's up?
India.
You know, different Ethiopia. I got listeners all
nice.
over the world. So
That's
Nice.
beautiful.
thankful.
Yeah.
You know, just worked hard to build that. But
Yeah, but
back to you all. This ain't about me.
But
they
it
hear
is
about me
you.
enough.
It's
you know?
also it's about all of us.
It's
Yeah.
about all
Yes.
of us.
Yes.
It's about them too.
Yes.
You know,
Well, you know what? Y'all hear that? It's about y'all.
it's
too.
about y'all.
Mhm.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's, I mean, for me,
Yeah.
as a kid, that was my whole thing in doing live stuff. I love doing
I'm
live
stuck
stuff. Because are you stuck?
Cheers, stuck.
Stuck. All I see is this. I'm like,
Okay.
What's she doing over there?
You know,
Head to something over there. What's going on?
dancing. I'll get it later.
You want me to bring
Right.
another chair around?
No.
No,
It's
you're good.
stuck under my sweater's stuck under the
Okay.
roller. It's,
Oh,
I'll
hey.
get it when we're done.
Hey, it's just like live theater. If you need to step up.
No. It's all
It's
all
right.
good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
all
we
good.
Okay. But yeah, live theater, I love doing it because I love giving to the audience and knowing that the audience, and it's not just live, it's with any audience.
Yeah.
We know that we're going to entertain you. We
Yes.
know that for the next 2 hours or an hour if it's a show, or
Yeah.
a half hour if it's a sitcom, whatever it is. You're not going to be thinking about your bills and your problems, and it's that downtime, and that we get to bring something else to you,
I love
another consciousness of what's going on.
Mhm.
And that's what the arts has done for me.
Yeah.
It basically saved my life.
Wow.
Yeah, it did.
I feel you. There was a coach, Jim Valvano. He died years ago from cancer, but he used to coach NC State. Won the national championship before he passed away.
Okay.
But he was giving a speech in the early 90s, and he said 3 things you should do every day. You should be able to bring yourself to the point of crying, laughing, and I forgot what the third one is. Laugh, cry, think. Oh, thinking. Something that's going to really prompt you to really think about something. Every single day, he said you have a full life if you can do that every single day.
So let me ask you this:
Yeah.
from what you understand of from his perspective,
Yeah.
is the crying a sad crying or a happy
It can
crying?
be
Or
happy,
doesn't matter?
sad, cry.
Just a cry.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that freed me, because as like a lot of times men are told never to cry. And now I am super free. Like my son could be sitting with me, and he'll see me cry. And I say, "Hey, man, I'm hurting," or it's something that made me laugh too much.
Well,
or
what's interesting
whatever.
in the series. One of the things we cover women's stuff. We also talk about men's, and one of the things we did with all of I would say probably 90-ish% of the actors, we sat them down and we said, "What is something that you've always wanted to do in this business that this industry never?" Kind of, because you might be too dark, you could never play, or too light, or too old or young, or like one of the young ladies is Indian, and she was saying that I never get to do anything sexy or fun. I'm always a doctor now. And when we went to her, she was on Scandal like a doctor or a receptionist, or when we went to her, we needed a doctor. How's it never? How's it never? There's a twist in her character. That no one, because she told us something she's always wanted to do, and then we incorporated that in the writing of her character. So like Christopher Duncan from Jamie Foxx show, he's I love him. Yeah, he said, I've kind of wanted to do this, and talk about help people with mental illness and Black men especially. So his character is a detective who has a bar. So how it expands is that he has a men's group that's coming where they talk about the issues. The guy who plays my brother, he wanted to talk about mental issue. His character has mental issues.
Oh wow.
Mental issues. And so we cover
it could be an
issue, right? So we cover everything from molestation to sex trafficking, and all of those stories are based on somebody's real story.
Yeah.
So because we want to, homelessness, everything that's real. I mean, I didn't, there are a lot of projects, African American especially, where we like to, and not just African American, I would say, where we like to fabricate situations, where it's the mother sleeping with the brother sleeping with this, and to fabricate the drama. And I said, there's enough drama in life that we could pull from. So
you gotta make nothing.
right. So the story in there, and I won't give it away, but the girl who was molested, that's the woman who, when I go to Italy to visit her, that's her daughter's real story. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that stuff in there. Yeah.
So it's real stories.
Mhm.
We don't know. You don't know which character is telling them,
Yes.
but it's
Right.
based on all the real stories of somebody that's in the cast or somebody that we know.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See, what would you say is one of the most challenging issues you dealt with producing this show?
Ooh. I would say I don't know the most because there were obviously it's independent filmmaking.
Okay, yeah.
So how about the fact that we got to
Sure.
call it independent filmmaking?
Filmmaking. That should
just
say it right there.
There it
right?
is.
Independent
Okay.
filmmaking.
Every challenge was a challenge, but
I
we
know
made
that
it through.
struggle.
So that's
Yeah.
all I can say is independent project making.
All
And the bigger it got, because it started out, like I said, being this small thing, and then you get Tisha Campbell, you get Christopher Duncan, you get Isabella Hoffman, you get all William Catt, you
Sherman
get all
Augustus.
Sherman Augustus,
Yeah.
who's back
All
on
these
Stranger
Stranger
Things this
Things,
year.
yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So you get all these people, and you go, okay, we got to turn this into something semi decent at least,
Yeah.
independently, and
Yeah.
we did the best we could with.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
I've watched the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
High quality. It looks
How
good.
it's shot. Yeah, I mean,
I saw
it's,
the work.
Yeah,
I love the intro.
well, that's my homage to all of the little Mary Tyler Moore.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes,
That's what it is.
Mary Tyler Moore,
Yeah.
that
We
girl.
grew up on them. We grew up on
I was like, that's so dope.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that's what somebody said. You're kind of like the new black Mary Tyler Moore.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
And the beautiful thing is that this show is not a black show.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
It really it goes across the board
Yes.
of diversity.
Yes.
And I just want to say that because even though that it's written from the eyes of a black woman and actually a white woman as well.
Tess
Tess
Cacciatore.
Cacciatore. And she's the star. If you look at all of the diversity in the characters, and then you hear the stories, what resonates is that we all have common issues.
Yes.
Right between what 40 to 80 is the
Well, no, our demographics actually from when we were testing it was 32 to like 60.
Oh, hey, that's a nice range.
That is a nice range.
But the cast range from 9 to 86, I think.
Yeah.
I love that. So you get all these demographics.
Yes.
Yeah, and
every demographic with issues.
Yes.
It's not like, well, she had the same experience, but hers was either harder or less than.
Yes.
It was the same. But you have to watch it to know what we're talking about. But that's what life brings.
Yeah.
That these are life situations, and that's what life brings. And it's also empowering women to not to be afraid of speaking their truth, and it empowers men to start talking
about because
to start talking.
Yes.
To start
talking and releasing.
Yeah, because what they say? They say a man uses 25,000 words a day, and a woman uses 50,000.
Well, I never heard that.
It's probably more than that.
It's probably more than that.
The ratio is I think
huge.
It's huge.
But,
yeah.
So they used to joke a lot of us, and they say, "Oh, by the time you get home, you've already used your words." And then you don't wife, everybody, kids, everybody want to talk to you, and you like.
Well, I gotta talk.
That's how he's just like, I'm done. I've been doing this work all day. I don't want to talk to anybody else. Yeah. So that's something we
was just talking. You have to break that cycle.
Yes.
Interrupt that thinking.
Yes.
That thought process. That's the way it is because that's how Dad did and that's how Grandpa did it. Because you're taking on the belief systems of other people. Are those belief systems working for you and in your relationships?
Not at all.
And they're not. And that's also one of the reasons why we're doing these wellness retreats because I'm a licensed therapeutic counselor.
Let's talk about it.
So
that's right.
As on the counseling side, I went back to school, and that's also something I have a passion for. Yeah. Service. I have a passion for service and helping people. And I work with kids, teens, adults. It doesn't matter. Because basically, if the issues are not taken care of in the adolescence or teenage stage, they're going to pop back up. But they're not going to pop back up in the 20s. Or they're going to pop back up in your 30s and your 40s because there's a time that you're just doing and you're not paying attention. You're just doing. And that's a human
That's
thing.
usually in the
That's a
20s
human thing.
too.
It's in the 20s and in the 30s as well. I'm talking about the being rocketed into that fourth dimension. It doesn't happen in your 30s or 40s. It just doesn't. And I can say it now that I've gotten past that.
Well, I think for me it did. I think for me,
Mhm.
and I think where I was, because I became super aware of myself, and I started to pay attention to the correlation between my thoughts, words, and deeds, and my attractions.
And
So
your
once,
actions.
right,
And
right,
actions. Mhm.
and so when I started to look at that and that's how I raised my kids. I said, or you have to look at how many times you are the common denominator, and you can see what you need to fix. And so for me, where one of the things that I did was I started to, when I did one of my first workshops, because I didn't go get a license in it, and that messed with me for a while. I was like, you need to go get your license. And I remember I was doing my workshop at first.
No, you don't.
No, but that's what it was in my head, because that's what we're taught. And so I was working on my PowerPoint for a workshop, and I remember sitting there going, okay, these people are gonna be like, what she got to share? What she got to share? And I went to sleep, and at 4 a.m. my TV was on, and I woke up and I looked at the TV because I heard my PowerPoint on the TV. Like, kept hearing slides that I had just written down. So I got up and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, there was a gentleman on there who was addressing an audience at Stanford University. Now we know. And he was doing like a TEDx thing, but he had 4 of the same slides that I had just written down. And it was a confirmation. Your lessons, what you've moved through, what you've taught yourself is your license, is your school. Teach them from what you've learned. And at that point, I had put myself through my own program to what I call mine is redesign your blueprint, rewrite your script. And I put myself through my own program because I needed some shifts to happen in my life. And within 90 days, those shifts were like just dropping in. Now that doesn't mean the other stuff didn't pop in periodically, but I had tools now on how to manage that. So that was my aha. No, you know what you're doing because you've helped so many people. You didn't even know you were helping.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right.
So now we're together. My company's called Reclaim Haven.
And my company is Inner Peace.
Right. And so now we reclaim. I can never say it.
Reclaim Inner Peace Haven.
Right.
Reclaim Inner Peace Haven.
So reclaim your Inner Peace Haven. And
That's
so we're getting ready to start doing some wonderful retreats. I think the first set are going to be for women, but we're not excluding men.
No.
We just, as we're launching them, we're going to talk to people, and we can we can.
I get it.
And then next time you have to come.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'll come.
Oh no, absolutely. We want to do
I've done
couples.
some
We
work.
want to do couples.
Yeah.
And it's doing your inside work.
Yeah.
And it's that work that is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's really uncomfortable.
Very much
But when
so.
you get to the other side of it, it's just so freeing. Because now you don't have this thing on your shoulder of it's like you've worked through it. So now you get back to not having to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You can be comfortable with being comfortable, which can be uncomfortable sometimes.
Now figure out. And the other interesting thing about it is that once people think that once they do the work that everything goes away, it never leaves.
No.
We learn to manage it,
Yes.
and
Yes,
it doesn't hang around long. And I use the movie Beautiful Mind. Do you remember that movie? Where I always tell people, I say, in Beautiful Mind, the character was schizophrenic, and we talked a little bit about this. But we all have elements of different people who operate our emotions. That old child of me who told me I wasn't good enough, or wasn't cute enough, or wasn't tall enough, they all pop in at certain points, and they continue to do that over the journey because someone will remind you or say something that'll trigger that old stuff. And it's what we do, the tools that
the response.
And once
That
you learn
changes.
that like in A Beautiful Mind, when he realized that these people that were talking to him never got older, he got old.
Right.
And they were still, 15, 12, 20. And then you realize, no, I just can't operate. I can't associate with you anymore. And that's the same thing with Terrah, you're not cute enough. Oh, you're too skinny. Oh, you're too fat. Or it's like, oh, I don't talk to you anymore. I'm sorry. You can go have a seat over there in the corner. I'm going to do the adult me who understands better.
And big me. Big to protect little me.
Right.
I get to let little me know that no, we're okay.
Mhm.
We're good.
Take a nap.
We're good. You go take a nap.
Yeah, exactly.
Or go outside and play.
Take a nap.
Go outside and play.
Nap time.
Something.
Because I don't know anybody who's having stuff in this life.
Oh.
Whether you have the best parents on the earth, life,
you can't escape.
You can't escape it.
Life
We're
is
all
gonna
here to
bring
learn
you
lessons.
situations to walk through, to you know, be on fire through, and then to have to figure out, you know, is this solution working for you? And when you really get to being a solution-based person, then you realize that you don't have problems anymore. You just have situations.
Right.
Because if a situation has a solution, and you know to do the work to get to the solution, then you got to go back into that mode. When you slip back into the other behavior that Terrah was talking about, then you have problems again. And then you start feeling overwhelmed, and all those old things, all that old tape starts to play again, and we can delete that tape.
To rewind and retape over it.
So the first event you're having, is that going to be LA, or where is it going to be? Is it going to be able to attend virtually if people want to attend virtually?
We haven't gotten the virtual that far yet.
Yeah, this is a little more intimate. So yeah, I think to do it virtually takes away the intimacy and the privacy.
I feel you.
And the privacy.
That's why we're here right now.
Yeah.
I like to see and be able to touch people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And however, though, you know, there may be, you know,
but in the
not
future,
for this one.
Not for this one, yeah.
And there may be in the future, even if it's not full on.
Or workshops. We'll do workshops.
Yeah, we're going to do workshops and things like that people can be a part of.
Absolutely.
And, you know, and then maybe, you know, even down the line, if we're doing a retreat, that if there's a guest speaker that we just wanted, people can jump on and just hear that portion of it. You know, we don't know. We haven't gotten that far yet, only because we're really fine tuning, just making the first retreat something that's very special for our attendees.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's going to happen this year, 23?
Yes, the plan right now. We have one going up. We can talk about where.
Yeah, we can. In Utah.
We have one up in Utah. And then we're thinking about one in Cabo.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've scouted out 2 places. We found 2 places that are incredible for the experience of what the workshop is going to be. So it's all got to tie in to, you know, the theme of the workshop and where we are and the work that's getting ready to happen. And also to be able to just learn how to relax. People do not know how to
and
relax
have fun.
And have fun. It's like everything becomes so serious. And I get it. Life, you know, life can start making you look that way, feel that way. But when it's just always like that, it's like, yo, chill.
It's for the fun person, you know. I used to be extremely now I'm back to my silly self.
Yeah, silly's so great.
I lost it. I had lost it.
But you do.
Like I'll say 20s and 30s. I lost it.
Yeah.
And
now let me ask you that.
Serious.
Let me ask you this: in your 20s or 30s, was that when you were fathering mostly, doing your parenting?
Yes.
Because there is an element of what happens to us because we're parenting is overwhelming. Let's be real.
Joke.
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming with one.
Yeah.
But when you have multiple kids,
you know, the one that starts out being, me and my child, and then it's like 2 and 3, and it's just like,
okay.
So, but when you either find a rhythm with it, and you're on your way out of it, you start to crave that old side of you, because that's what happened to me. You know, as soon as my kids started becoming closer to 18, I got sillier and sillier, and crazier and crazier, and now I'm back to being silly and crazy because that's what works. But that's what our retreats. That's why they're so great. Because we're going to have you dealing fun with your inner child. Because when you can do that, this whole life doesn't feel so overwhelming and taxing on your body, because you know how to just kind of go in and have a good time. Every day should be spent having doing something fun with your life. Everything you do should be fun,
but you have to do it on purpose,
right?
And that's the thing.
All right,
you have to bring it here and know that I'm doing this on purpose. And then when you start doing that, then you start doing everything on purpose. Even the things that you consciously didn't say, I'm going to do that, because your rhythm starts. You like the result of what's happening. You like the peace that you have. So these same situations that come up, because look, life is still overwhelming. It can be overwhelmingly good and overwhelmingly with not so good. And so when the two mix together, it just still looks like I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now you get to learn how to hold on to your peace in those moments and really take those moments to say, oh, wow, that flower really smelled good.
Yeah.
Or I just took a look. We were doing the scouting for Utah. We drove.
Yeah.
So the two of us driving and doing car karaoke, because that's what we do.
Hey.
That's what we do. And road trip karaoke. That's what we call it. Road trip karaoke. And but looking at, you know, she'd be driving, be like, oh my God, look over there. I'd be driving, be like, girl, look behind you. You know, just zooming in on those moments. So we want those things to happen on your way, to have a consciousness that this is what you're getting ready to do. So then when you walk out of your house, you're prepared here, knowing that you're getting ready to do something and you're walking in that presence. You're walking in that light. So it's a very that's where the confidence and the all of that you have, all because you're ready, you're prepared.
And life is really what I've learned for myself. Life is not it's not about that thing that we're trying to achieve. It's really the things on the thing. And if you can find a way every day to stop chasing that and just really make sure that this day is a day of something that makes me feel good, that thing happens. Because when we live in the vibration of joy and excitement on that level of vibrational level, then all the things that match that vibration seems to find their way to us. You know what I'm saying? So if you let's focus on the outcome of getting this as opposed to the outcome of this got to be a good day for me.
Right.
You know, when people say, oh, it's like one thing went wrong, everything went wrong, you know, the things kept spiraling. Yeah, because your consciousness is in the wrong. You're living in the things are going wrong, so that you're going to keep finding all those things. Same thing with joy. When we live in the joy of the day and really find, you know, doing our projects, you know, I had to do a lot of work when, and she knows, when it was time to release the Right Turn. Because all of my old stuff, people are going to hate me. They're going to think I'm not this, and they're going to think I'm not that, and they're going to look at it like this. And I just, one day I just said, and cut. Write a new script.
I just said, knock it off.
Yeah, she said, knock it off.
Knock it
but it's
off.
like, write a new script. Because at the end of the day, nobody ain't thinking about you like that, period. People got their own set of stuff they're fighting through and moving through.
Had this whole conversation up here.
You know? All
Here.
Exactly. But most people, they may say something and then they move on. They're not that entrenched in your life and what happens to your life unless something happens to your life.
But that's a beautiful thing about doing your personal work, because when that situation shows back up, and it will.
Oh, it will.
Now you know that that's that old tape. So even though you might have a moment of, it's just a moment as opposed to
a lifestyle,
a 2-year or 5-year or 10-year, another decade went by and you're still feeling this.
And surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded. You know, when I started to look at the people in my life, and some people I'm working with, you know, I just go, this will be the last time. Because when you evolve to a certain place, and it should feel like I could pick up the phone and not ever have judgment, and show you that I'm falling today, and that's that we lose ourselves.
Basically, what I've heard is really about enjoying the journey. Being present.
In the moment.
In every single moment of life. You know, because people asked me a long time ago, it's like, what's your end game with, you know, the entertainment industry? I said, I don't have one. I guess when I die. I was like, but I said, I'm going to keep doing this for the rest of my life. I love it. I was like, I found something that I don't live to retire from.
I can't even imagine retiring.
No.
I mean,
taking breaks,
and that's probably why, to me,
I
mean,
taking breaks,
and that's probably why, to me, when I take a vacation, that's my, you know.
Your vacation could be 3 months if you wanted to.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Absolutely. Depending on exactly.
Yeah.
So my end game is like, hey, when I'm out.
That's
when my card is punched. Then
when
I'm
he
done.
say it's time. And my bed is ready.
Exactly.
That's what I say. Is, you know, when my bed is ready, then I'll go sleep in a new bed.
There it is. I'm enjoying my life.
Good for you.
And I spent years, and it like took me through depression. And I remember, because I talk about it in the book that I wrote, that I didn't even know I was depressed until I sat on the couch and had a conversation with myself and was seconds away from taking my life.
Mm-hmm.
I had got the keys to my car.
Yeah.
It was in the garage.
Yeah.
Was standing right outside the car. Was getting ready to turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like that dark. I didn't know I was that dark.
That state of hopelessness is really powerful.
And you know what really helped me too is like I had a strong woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when she came home, I was like, baby, I'm broken. And I just went through something, and she's like, I know it's a difficult time. I was like, no, babe, this is what I just tried to do. All she did was hug me. Yeah. And you talk about giving a man a safe space to finally say, I've been through something, and not feel like, oh, man, she going to say I'm weak or whatever. I told my son and daughter at the time. They were younger teenagers. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't want to hide nothing from
That's so important to have those
conversations.
Because that's what's happening. And it's alarming, the ratio of young
suicides.
People that are taking their lives. And I'm talking about people that appear to really have good lives, but no tools to manage their life.
Yes.
So then you go to the old tape that you're doing all this stuff and you still ain't going to be nothing.
Right.
And so what's the use?
Yes.
And then here you are making another decision based on a lie. Because
decision.
A permanent,
on a
temporary situation. And that's just so heartbreaking, you know. And I've been there.
We've all been there at some point, especially when, I mean, and I'm not just saying in this business, but this business breeds a lot of that. Because you know the idea of this carrot that's dangled because it looks so glamorous, and when you don't even get a piece of that, you just in your head with self-worthlessness. You know, and that's why just finding the joy. That's what I say every day. What's your joy for today?
Yeah,
that's it.
And in everything that you do. You know, you got to find it in everything that you do. Yes. Not just at the top of the day. And, you know, because I meditate. Right. I'm a big meditator. I meditate. But through the day, there'd be times that out of nowhere, I'll be in my office. I have a meditation. So when I swirl my chair around, my meditation station is behind me. And there will be, I'll get off of a call and I'll just close and just swirl around. I'm consciously saying, okay, in this moment of me starting to feel overwhelmed, I need to channel it back. I need to reel myself back in because I have some tools to do it. So now I have to use the tools. You know what I mean? That's the other thing. People get tools and then put the tools down and think that life is just going to go swell.
Tools are hard for a lot of people. And most people don't want to do the work.
They don't want to
do hard.
It's not easy.
It's really reprogramming and reconditioning, and we become very comfortable with our way of doing something. The comfortable part of it is like, but now I got to do all this. It's just easier for me. And it's also, you know, I was just telling a friend of mine about a short film that I created, wrote, whatever, and directed all this stuff. And it won all these,
she said
everything that we do, whatever. But it really,
that's something important.
Well, it is, but it talks about, you know, the chemical things that happen in our body that we don't realize that there's a chemical discharge when, like, you know, you're driving along and all of a sudden it looks like you're about to get in an accident. Do you know there's a release of a chemical that happens in your body from the fear and the trauma?
No.
And so our bodies, but it's a chemical thing. It's a chemical that happens. It's a reaction. And so this whole short film talks about why we continue to attract and want more of that. Like you've noticed anybody who's been like in an abusive situation will find themselves in an abusive situation again, find themselves in an abusive situation again.
And you'd be like, what is going on?
Right. Why do you keep picking where someone else is like, I will never do that? There's because I grew up in that I started to do the research for myself to figure out why was I finding myself attracted to that type of life? Because as a child, that's all I knew. So it became an adrenaline thing that was happening to me. So my body, when that adrenaline thing started to happen, I would crave that behavior. And you attract what you crave. You know, so I had to do the work. That's why I say redesign that blueprint. I had to redesign my blueprint so I'm not finding myself just only aligning with people who fed that chemical.
And it becomes an addiction.
It is an addiction.
It becomes an addiction.
Yes.
And that's what addictive behavior really is. And I believe that everybody has something that's addictive, whether you know it or not. And I'm not talking about just the obvious substance abuse or, you know, I'm talking about just just in the way that you think and how you operate.
Mhm.
Even when you say, hey, I want to do something different, but you're still operating
That's your
not just
addiction.
with yourself, but you're operating still with these same people that operate that way because it feels good.
Mhm.
And that's another chemical thing,
Mhm.
feeling good, those endorphins.
Mhm.
So that's the feel good
And
chemical. And you
that.
want to stay
It's
in
what
that.
you know.
It's what exactly.
And it's what your body craves.
But and the fear, that's another chemical release.
Yeah.
The fear of change.
Constantly being fearful.
Constantly being fearful because am I not going to feel good?
Yeah.
Because when you're uncomfortable, you don't feel good initially.
Right.
Initially, but when you work through it, you feel great
Mhm.
because now you've gone through another journey and you've aligned yourself. You've evolved as a person, as a human being. You've evolved.
I remember one of my, I guess, addictions was self-talk, negative self-talk.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely.
And I, to this day, I combat that with my affirmations and other stuff every day.
Right.
You
Because
replace
I realize
it.
it, you know, if I don't address it, it's going to come back on me.
Mhm.
So I have to fight that every day the rest of my life. And I'm
Absolutely.
good with it.
And change the word fight.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Change the word fight.
Manage.
Say, don't. You're not fighting it. You're redirecting it.
Yeah.
Because fight is hard.
Fighting is hard.
Redirecting it is making a decision that no, I'm not doing it that way. I'm doing it this way. Fighting means that it's making a challenge. It's challenging for me. It's no longer challenging for you. Once you made the decision, it no longer became challenging.
Y'all see me do karaoke. Y'all know I can't sing and don't care.
But you actually sound pretty okay. I didn't know you couldn't sing.
I didn't know you couldn't sing either.
Until you, I didn't know you couldn't sing until you just said it.
I
See?
can hold a note a little bit. That's about it.
But that's all you need. That's what singing is.
If I choose to write songs,
you be throwing down. You be throwing down.
You have a good time, and that's what's infectious.
That's infectious.
That's infectious, and that's what it's about, having fun. So we don't. So there's no judgment, and when you're just having fun, and that's what I love. See, that's what I love about what I do.
Yes.
Because I don't self-judge in that area anymore. It's like being a mom, being a friend, being a wife, being a fiance, being a grandmother, being a producer, when it comes to that other hat, with my eyes closed, and it's so much fun. Yeah, it's just all so much fun.
You know, one of the things that we don't
easy, y'all.
One of the things we don't realize is that when you really go in and jump in and commit, everybody goes with you. They no longer are judging, watching you. They're going with you because you're so doggone infectious that they're not paying attention to the fact that you can't sing. All they're seeing is the joy because everybody wants that. And so,
everybody jump in.
Everybody jump
in, y'all. But let's go.
I never even heard that because I was involved with the infection. That's what I always tell the young people when I'm either directing them. I say, whatever you commit to is what we go with. So when the audience feels you, they no longer are watching you. They are involved with you. When you commit half behind, they're watching you suffer. They're watching you torture yourself. They're seeing all of that. So when you can go in and go, I don't care, I'm going to crash and burn. Y'all come with me and laugh with me. They laugh right with you. But otherwise, they're sitting there going, oh, she's crashing. Oh, my God, poor baby, she's suffering.
Yeah.
But y'all saw me. I go hard.
You go hard. And we went hard.
We had fun.
We had so much
fun. We walked in, and I think we jumped behind you and started.
No,
great.
I'm actually going to do that again because I want to set it. I'll let you know when you come.
Please do.
Absolutely.
You have to come.
So much fun.
Because I have a good time.
Him and karaoke, you gotta go.
You gotta go. Yeah, he's the host with the most.
He is absolutely.
Oh, y'all crazy.
It's true.
Man, y'all making me feel all good. I ain't want to end this conversation. We still got more time. We can keep going if you want to.
Well, I don't know.
What else do you want to talk
This
about?
is your show.
That's right. What you want to talk
about?
about?
This is my show, but it's y'all show today. Y'all my guests.
I know, but you have to tell us where you want us to go.
Okay, put it like this. We talked about the show. We talked about the workshop, which is extremely important.
Yes, it is.
And it's going to happen in 2023.
It is.
Yes, it is.
It's Reclaim Inner Peace Haven.
Reclaim
Right,
Inner Peace
and we
Haven.
have a phone number that I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Yeah. While Terrah gets that number, we'll keep talking.
Right, absolutely. And it's going to be in 2023, and we're going to be reaching out to letting everybody know that it's happening on all the social media platforms, and So I'm
Now,
excited about that.
I did have a question about the Wright Turn.
What you want to know?
Is this the first of like maybe?
We're planning on doing more. Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
And then we're going to have you on it.
Absolutely.
Because we call up all our friends.
Because that's what we do. Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Y'all hear that?
You know,
no. When you become
Mama be on TV.
Look.
When you become a friend of ours,
Right.
you become part of our family.
Absolutely.
And you're such a wonderful actor.
You really are. And a pleasure to work with.
And a pleasure to work with.
That's also very important.
Teachable and listen.
Teachable,
I'll listen to
and
you.
but also the energy. Again,
and I don't know the number because we have a number for
number.
Reclaim. Oh no, I do know it. Hold on.
Yeah,
you know what?
It's well. So what it is? We're on a new app called Preneur.
Yes.
Preneur app. And
you guys, no wonder your contact says that. I was like, Preneur.
Preneur is a new app.
Preneur.
And what it is, it shouldn't say that. That's for the Wright Turn 404. No, the Wright Turn's number is 424-404-1980. You text that number, and then whenever anything's happening, the updates, it'll send you an instant message.
Now I'm gonna need you to say that number again.
For the Wright Turn.
For all of our challenged listeners.
For all of you slow listeners, the Wright Turn phone number is text this number 424-404-1980. You text that number whenever we start doing the new updates of what's happening. You will be in our database, and it will send you out reminders and things that are happening. When you can buy a No Sex with the X t-shirt, all of that stuff you can get on that. And so we have one
for Reclaim Inner Peace Haven.
Okay.
And that number is 323-863-8639.
Can you give it to us one more
Sure
time?
can.
One more time.
Area code 323-863-8639. And that is for Reclaim Inner Peace Haven. And that all the information for the workshops, the information for the retreats, everything that we're doing.
The same thing we do, we'll be able to send you out reminders and group texts. And this is also a really wonderful lab. I'm going to help my friend. He's my new friend. A brother who started this app, and it really is a way for you to own all of your data and all of your people. Because one of my clients, Chef Babette, she had
Chef Babette.
You know Chef Babette?
I don't know her personally. Her IG. I
follow she's my client.
Really? What's up, Chef Babette?
She's also in the series. She's in episode 3. But she's in the season. She's in episode with Carla.
I haven't gotten an episode.
Yeah, Carla's in episode 3.
I'm in 2 and 3.
She's in 2 and 3.
I saw you in 2.
She's in episode 3 with Chef Babette. But anyway, so first they stole her IG. We got that back. Then they completely stole her Facebook. Almost like 100,000 on Facebook. And then we couldn't get them back.
A lot of people have had that situation, but with Preneur,
you own all your contacts.
You own all your contacts.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So if you're doing multiple things, you can and I'm not taking away from any other business, but if you're doing an evitamin, and you can do everything from here. You can sell your tickets from here. You can talk about your workshops. All of that stuff.
How's it spelled?
PRENUER.
I think that's what it is. And it's on Apple and
you just download the app, right?
Apple Store.
Or the Android store.
Right.
For some of the Android users, I don't know too many, but there are some.
I think they are on and they do Android as well.
They go to Android too. For some of y'all who haven't come over to the Apple store.
But anyway, so that's another. We're supporting businesses as well.
So we support this business.
We support this business. So we have, and this is an easier way for us to start building our database, and and our followers and clientele and all that. So we're very excited.
Yeah, I'm definitely downloading.
Yeah, and especially if you do more than one thing, you can put it all under there.
You put it all. That's great.
And if you need, contact me, and I'll put you in contact with the creator of the app, and then he'll talk you through, because there's so much on there that you can do that you might need a tutorial. Ask me if I know all. I don't. Ask me if I ever will. I won't.
Don't even ask me.
Don't even ask me. Talk about technically challenged freaking frat.
Now I got another question.
What?
Say if somebody is wants to help finance other projects.
Yes.
Is there a way, even with the upcoming workshop, if they could make a donation, is there a Cash App, a Zelle, or anything?
Well, you can. I think
You
you
know, we
can.
got to put that out there.
I think that you will
Text,
be.
text us at that number,
Text that
and we
number.
can tell you
And we can
exactly
tell you
where.
what to do.
Because
Yeah.
we want you to be able to
Absolutely.
come
'Cause
to
you
the
never know, you
workshops
might have
and
somebody want to be
say,
listening, might
I
say, "Hey,
want to
wanna-
support those women. We
you
want
know,
support on
absolutely.
everything we
I
do.
want to pay for some, somebody to attend.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
because we
Absolutely.
want to be able to offer, maybe someone could sponsor
Yeah, like
somebody
an
who
angel,
can't.
an angel ticket.
An
Yeah.
angel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
so-
angels out
Yeah.
I know you're out there.
You're
Yes.
out there.
Hello, angels. We're just out here changing the world because all of our projects, just so you know,
Yes.
we do projects with purpose.
Yes.
I love
And
it.
although they're very commercial, they have to service something.
Yes.
Everything.
So with that
Yeah.
said, between the Wright Turn, the other projects that we're working on,
Yeah.
we got a new project coming up.
Yeah.
Can we talk about
Yeah,
this?
we
Savoy?
can talk about
We got a
it.
new project that
Boom.
that
See,
Carla
there we go.
created called the Savoy that we're working
Swing
on.
Savoy,
And
yes,
we
yes.
don't want to talk too much about
We're
that
not
though,
talk too
because
much about it, but yeah,
right, but that's coming up.
it's coming up.
And-
I'm actually getting ready to co-produce, direct, and choreograph a show. And the working title is "Sing It from the Heart." I think they're gonna keep that title.
Oh,
But it opens July 21st here in the Los Angeles area.
Mhm.
So I'll let you know more
Yeah.
about. Yeah. So
And I'm getting ready to direct a new project, a new film, and I'm producing right now a television series, which I saw your son come through the breakdown.
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but he wasn't quite right for it.
Oh,
though.
wow.
But I saw his name. I saw him, and then Jesse come through. So
Oh, wow.
yeah. But I,
that's encouraging
but
that you even saw that.
But I always reach back,
Yeah.
like
that's because again,
that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
I mean,
If he was
we
right,
cast.
he would have
We do
bypassed all
behind it.
that.
Yeah.
But he was a
Wow.
little bit too young.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But it's always good. So you never know who's
Never
sitting
know
in the
who-
room.
Never
You
know.
never know who's sitting in the room and all they do.
Yeah.
So just because they might be sitting in the room in this lane, it doesn't mean that they don't do all these lanes. That's why I'm like,
You better be nice.
you better be nice and be professional.
It's always-
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Santa Claus is
Better
here.
not cry. Better not cry.
Naughty.
Hey, naughty or not.
Yeah.
Cold.
That's right.
No, but our key, the thing that I like to do most is go back and grab.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
The
Paying it
young lady who
forward.
was helping us, Anaya.
Yes.
I just met her literally,
Mhm.
and she said, I really want to learn about casting. I said, well, come. She helped me on this project that I'm working on,
Yes.
and now I got her own project
Mhm.
that I'm guiding her. After this, I'm going to meet her because I can't do that project. I said, so I'm going to guide you. You're going to have the credit. I'm not trying to be a casting director. She is.
Wow.
But she also has the credit from the show,
And she's got the credit from the play. She got a credit from this. So within a couple of months, she's going to have three brand new credits.
Yeah.
Actually 4, because she's going to cast 2 films.
But that's important.
But that's
that
important.
we reach back and pull people
with
pull
us.
people with
What's
us.
the point otherwise? It's just to say this world is about I, me, I, me.
No, that's no fun.
I like living. God
Oh,
puts
absolutely.
food in my hand. I just let it kind of go out. I enjoy some of it, but I let the majority of it go through because I like to empower other people. Life's too short.
Life is so short.
Denzel said one time, he said, "You'll never see a U-Haul following a hearse."
Never.
Never.
You won't.
That's funny.
Yeah, you ain't taking nothing.
You can't take it with you.
Yeah. it's
Can't
like-
Now you may see a family in a U-Haul trying to get back to your house to see what they can get for free.
Maybe.
Because I don't know what it is about
I know.
family members. As soon as you die, they feel like they hit the jackpot.
They hit the jackpot,
What the heck
man.
is that? And they fighting over
Fighting over
silly
stuff that
things
don't matter.
that don't matter. Like
Don't matter.
one of my friends said all he wanted was the a hamper, and they were fighting over the hamper.
The clothes hamper.
The clothes hamper. Well, why are you taking the hamper? It's like it's a hamper. I need a,
Is that-
I don't know what that
serious?
is.
Isn't that serious?
For some people it is.
For some
and
people
I
it
say,
is.
God bless you.
Yeah. You just enjoy that.
Just
God
enjoy
bless
that.
you.
God bless you.
If
God
it's that
bless you.
important to you, you
Yeah.
Go get your
But
hamper.
I don't that kind of time. I can't get that time back.
Mm-mm.
So I don't have that time even for that energy.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
just certain energies that I don't have it anymore because I can't get that time is important and I like to make everything count
Yes.
to the best of my ability.
She's having a joyous day every day.
Y'all just giving me so much chills, man. I'm like excited, like
Yeah.
just from sitting down talking to y'all, man. I just keep going for a little bit longer. It's like, dude, I said it's like we sitting on the couch.
Yeah, it is.
Just
It feels
chilling.
like it. It does.
Yeah,
It does.
Just, we're
It's always
just chilling,
great.
enjoying ourselves.
And that's
Yeah.
what life
You know?
is.
And
Yeah.
for those who are listening or either watching, this is how we really are when we talk. Too.
Yes,
You know,
we
this
are.
is genuine conversation taking place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
So
what happens when you got real relationships, people.
That's it. That's it. No, absolutely.
we're not just talking about, well, if he didn't do this and didn't do that, and you have those yes sir friends. That's right, girl. I don't even talk to them no more.
Yeah.
If
No.
you can't give me some solid advice that's going to help me learn this lesson
Right.
and grow from this, then I'm talking to the wrong person.
Help me
Yeah.
be better.
Yeah.
Help me be better.
Yeah.
Because I go into everything knowing that if it came to me, it's something I'm supposed to do or learn.
Yeah.
And when all you have to say is, well, if I were you, I would blah 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 blah
But
blah.
you're
then
not
I'm
me.
not.
No.
You're
You
not
know?
me, and you don't. I'm here now, but you don't know from whence I came, and you don't know where I'm going.
That's
Yeah, it
right.
is.
Tell him, curler.
You
It
just
is.
don't know.
Curler.
Man, man, I hope everybody is listening to this.
Yeah.
I was like, now, I done kept y'all for a little while, but I do appreciate you all, blessing
thank you.
my
Absolutely.
platform with your presence.
Oh,
Two
anytime.
beautiful women outside.
You think we cute?
Oh, amazingly beautiful. But most importantly, inside.
There you go.
The
Because
inside,
this,
like,
this gets old
I
quickly.
love being around
Yeah.
y'all.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
There's some pretty people on the outside that I'll be like, you can keep walking.
Yeah, I
I
hear
don't
you.
need to hang with you.
I understand that.
Y'all both.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a
Okay.
question, because you're a very handsome
Oh,
man. How do you navigate? And then we're gonna leave on you. How do you navigate this industry with the cutie pies? Since you're talking about the cutie pies.
Oh, okay. Now, hey, I didn't know I was getting this question. Okay. I really do. I work really hard to show respect to every single person that I work with. I even if I get a script and I know that it might be a love scene or whatever, I talk to my wife about it too.
That's right.
I make sure like, babe, this was happening. This is the character, but this is what's happening. How do you feel? Make sure she's okay. She's told me in the past, hey, I'm good. She's watched some of the stuff I've done in the past. She's like, I love that. I won't watch it again, but I did like it. She's like, I ain't gonna watch my husband and wife kissing too many times, but I do respect the fact that you take the time. And even my scene partner, I let them know. I'm like, when we got a scene, I'm like, hey, let's talk. This is just outside of an intimacy coordinator, whoever. I just want them to know I am a professional. I respect women, so I give them the utmost respect. I respect my wife. I'm not going to do anything to compromise them, myself, or her. I'm not going to embarrass myself.
Teach the world, Mr. Rodney.
Yes.
You know who else was talking about that was Morris Chestnut.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what he does to maintain. He says, I have a conversation, and I think part of the thing is, if you don't respect that person enough to sit down and talk, and that's where being open.
Yes.
And then you build that foundation that's a trust that you can go, oh yeah, that's my baby. We already talked about it. He's cool. I know where he is with it. I'm good with it, and we're moving on.
And so, and sometimes it's just a conversation that the other person needs
to hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they might be in their feelings on the other end until the conversation happens. And then that's the
puts
key.
them at ease.
That puts them it's like, oh, that's right. That's my baby. He came to me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Or she came to me. Whatever,
It's
absolutely.
so liberating. Like
it is.
one actress, Patrice Fisher, good friend of mine. She was in Saints and Sinners and Zane Sex Chronicles back in the day. She was the lead on that.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was
steamy.
That was steamy. I don't even know if I could do that.
I had to play her husband in a couple projects.
Oh, okay.
And when I met her, because I already knew who she was, I was like, hey, Patrice, can we talk for a second, sidebar? And she just busted out laughing. But she respected the fact that I was that concerned about her.
Yes.
And even I'm making sure whatever is done, can we talk it through to make sure that we know that what the intentions are.
Yeah.
But that's all. Yeah, and I love.
We're good friends now.
I love that you bring that up, because I just want people to know that the people that think that all it is glitz and glamour and you get to do this and that, this is our job as well.
Yes.
This is work.
Yeah.
And the work happens, not just what you see on camera, the work happens way before it gets to the camera, to the stage, whatever platform it is.
Yeah.
And it continues after, whether it's promotion, whether it's, there's a lot of work that has to be done after it's in the can, per se.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So being professional in this industry is everything, meaning that you got to do your work.
Yeah.
If you want to act, if you want to sing, if you want to dance, whatever it is that you want to do, you got to study.
Yes.
You got just to say, I want to do it, and then to go see a TikTok video, which I ain't got nothing against TikTok.
Right.
Don't come for me. I got nothing against nobody. However, it's like the level of things that you want to do. Find out what the people that are in those projects had to do before they got there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's the work.
Yes.
And there's a lot of work that, you see people, you mentioned Denzel.
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that Denzel did before he was Denzel.
Yes, it is.
And for those in the industry that know, and watch him or come across him, whatever, we know that what the work, but the public doesn't.
Yes.
And that's why I love that he keeps it real and talks about the things that matter to him.
Yes.
And giving back is one of the.
I think this is one industry, and I know we were wrapping it up, but I think this is so we have a two-parter.
Yeah.
Part one, part two.
Exactly. Cool.
I think that this is one industry that people think that it's just, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Like
so
what we do, so disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's so disrespectful to the level of work that we put in. And so many people, I remember this girl going, I'm going to do commercials. Yeah. And then she couldn't get an agent. She couldn't get, well, I don't understand. I said, because this was time I put in to get this thing. For people to pay attention to.
It's time that you get put in before you get an agent.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's time, there's all of that. So people don't understand. It just looks so glamorous.
Yeah.
And then the level of hours that you spend on sets and the level of times in class. So, it's not, nobody thinks about that when you're going into the courtroom. I'm just going to be a lawyer and I'm going to handle your case.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be a doctor and I'm going to open up your heart.
Yeah, no.
Let me see. Where's the heart?
Yeah.
That's why this is a real profession.
This is a profession.
It
should be respected. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's what drives me crazy.
I know, but we just keep doing what we're doing and
that.
supporting one another, wrapping our arms around.
Respecting each other.
Right. And just saying, you know what,
other.
Rodney, next time I do something, I got you. Next time you do something, I got you. Next time, that's what we do.
Absolutely.
And then this way we make it easier for us. We should not have to be, at a certain point in my career, I should not have to be auditioning.
I agree. Y'all hear that?
How about that?
Yeah.
And that's why no one auditioned on The Right Turn.
No.
Because it was more about you knew they could do it,
and there was
relationships.
Yeah, and there were some people I didn't know at all, like Susan Seletsky. She never acted, but we were sitting down at coffee. I met her in the dance class that Carla took me to. She plays my assistant, one of the little older white lady in the office.
Yeah.
And we were sitting down just having coffee, getting to know one another. She said, she's a lawyer. She said, I've always wanted to kind of act, but I was told to go to law school. I said, oh, okay. I'll make your dream come true. I'm gonna give you a small role. And she was so delightful that I just kept her in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So many people. The little boy who you haven't seen yet. No, you might have. No, you haven't seen him yet. He's 9 years old. He goes on the set, and we were looking at a location, and his father worked there.
Yes.
And so his father said, well, if you need a young little boy, and I said, no, we don't. And me and Tess, and we walked away, and we go, oh, we do. We do. And I went back, and the little boy was on. He was so professional. He's like, "You've made my dream come true.
Wow.
I've wanted this all of my life."
And that's
all 9 years old.
You know what? That 9 years.
He was like, "All of my life. This is the best day of my life."
All right.
And it's
that's
like
everything.
Everything.
And you never know what type of actor he's going to be 20 years from now.
Right.
Because of
that and the experience.
Yes.
And the experience.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
With that said, go after your dreams.
Yes.
But while you're doing that, make sure you're finding passion and enjoyment in everything you do every single day.
And find that inner peace. Find that inner peace.
Reclaim it, honey.
Reclaim it. That's
Reclaim your inner peace, and you'll have a haven.
That's right. Within yourself.
And you know how I normally end my show. I don't need to ask for any other great comments or anything because they've just been said.
That's right.
But I am going to ask if y'all could tell the audience how to stay in touch.
Yes.
Outside of the Right Turn,
and
outside of the
Reclaim
Inner Peace Heaven.
I'm Terrah Bennett Smith, and you can follow Terrah Bennett Smith. That's TERRAH Bennett Smith on Facebook, on Instagram. It's the Terrah Bennett Smith. I think I'm gonna change that. So by the time you look for me, the may be gone. So it may just be Terrah Bennett Smith because I'm over the part. So Terrah Bennett Smith. There's no underscore because somebody tried to clone my account. But you'll know it's me because I'll have all the things that are me on there.
And you'll see her face.
And you'll see my face.
Beautiful
but
face.
I have an afro on that one.
All right.
And where else? That's it for
That's
now.
it. Yeah. And on Instagram, for me, Carla Twirls. Carla TWIRLS at Instagram. And on Facebook, you could find me at Carla Twirl Earl.
And that's with an E on the end of Earl.
Yes, Earl, EARLE. Thank you for that. Yes.
Oh, man. Well, you've heard that. I hope you guys were blessed by this time. You should be built up and ready to go.
You should be motivated. And come to our retreats and you meet us.
Yes.
You're going to be doing some things. You're going to feel like you're a star in your own play, because
Yes.
we're all living our productions.
That's right.
On
Make
a
sure
daily
you watch
basis.
the Wright Turn.
Turn.
That's right.
Airing now on Tubi.
Yes, yes, yes.
Share with your friends, share with your family, get that show out there. We want the whole world to see it. We want Tubi to just love this show so it can get more love.
That's right.
You know,
Thank you.
And with that being said, life is a script. It's time to write yours. Thank you guys for watching and listening to the Produce Podcast.
Rodney Damon, thank you for listening and watching the Produce Your Own Life podcast with Rodney Damon Collins. Be sure to rate, like, subscribe, and share on all podcast and social media platforms. If you have questions or would like to be a guest on the show, feel free to reach out to us anytime at produceyourownlifetv@gmail.com. Remember, life is a script. It's time to write your story. Until next time, produce your own life.
Yeah, life is a script. It's time to write yours. Thank you guys for watching and listening to the Produce Podcast. Peace.
That was excellent.
That was great.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah, that was about an
hour and 13 minutes.
Yep.
Hour and 13
Yeah,
minutes.
run
That was
fast.
fun. That was cool.
Time goes very quick.
It does.
Yeah, this thing has a little timer on here too, so I was tracking with that too.
Oh, okay.
So it's I wouldn't keep y'all too long.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. This was a pleasure.
I'm glad, man.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we did this. Out of here, I'm gonna have to let them know about these jacks, though.
Yeah, now this one won't come out.
Oh, don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
just finishing a podcast. I'll call you back.
I'm gonna let them know. I'll have the episode out. Today is Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
By no later than next Tuesday.
Okay.
And I'll let y'all know before.
Okay, great.
Like 2 days before.
Okay, cool.
Like all the promo stuff, I'll have all that pumping out on social media.
Sounds
I'll do
good.
all the editing and stuff for the next few days.
Okay.
Get it ready to roll.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. This was so much fun.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're great. And I meant what I said.
Man, you
Oh,
just made-
absolutely.
you know, I was all like, what? I'll take it. I will definitely love to be on.
Just reminded me I need to call for